everyone. I've been very busy today. So what I've been doing today, well, this afternoon anyway, I've been to the scene of where Nicola Bulley disappeared. And I've got some footage to show you. So what I did was retrace Nicola's steps from the Iron Bridge, which is, it's like a little path from the road, Garstang Road, and it goes down the river. And I walked to the bench and filmed there, filmed the weir, and then I retraced where Nicola was last seen and then walked back. So I think I've got a very, very good understanding of that area. And hopefully I've pointed some things out to you that would be really helpful. If you're a creator, feel free to use this footage. As long as you credit me, then that's all I ask. Feel free to use a bit of it or even all of it if you want. As long as you credit me, that's fine. Okay, so I did try to go live from the scene, and I thought I was live. I actually was live. I did about 20 minutes. And for whatever reason, the live didn't show up. It was unlisted rather than public. So, yeah, I didn't realize till I got off. So no one could actually see me, and it's why I couldn't get the chat up. So if you've seen that video, like it's now public, but if you've seen that video and I kept going on about the chat, well, the reason why I couldn't see the chat is because it wasn't public. But I've never gone live off the YouTube app before. So yeah, I had to fiddle around in the settings. So at least I'll know for next time, because when I go live, I normally use StreamYard so I can share my screen and stuff. But yeah, I've got a really good feel for that land now. So I've got about 30 something minutes of footage. I've edited it. I had about, I don't know, 50 minutes of footage, because it's a really short walk. It really is. But I've edited it down so that you've still got a good feel for it. I've just edited out the people, because there was a lot of people, a lot of dog walkers. It's a very busy dog walking route. So, yeah, let's say a few hellos before we get into this. And I'll also play, because there's a gap in the footage that I took, there's a gap from where I started my live to where I ended my live. So I'll play the live as well. So it's actually closer to an hour's footage. So this is going to be quite long, because I want to commentate throughout, and obviously answer as many questions as I can for those of you who are doubting yourself, unsure. I think I can answer just about every question. Maybe. I don't know. But Cookie Doodle, Maltese Cross, Holly, RZTV, Teresa, who else? Skittles Fountain, interesting. Jane, Rebecca, Morgan, Cassie, Dogs with Jobs, Only Grands. All right, guys, I'm going to get straight into this, because I have got quite a lot to get through. All right, so I start off filming at the bridge, at the Iron Bridge, where the road is, and we do the entire walk. Like I said, it's not very far. It was less than a mile there and back. So, okay. I can see the chat. I might just load this footage separate as well. Maybe, if that'll help, because I'm going to commentate throughout this. So for creators who want to you know, a cleaner version, I'll just load this up later. I'll put it on Michelle Walks. I'll just load this footage up later. So, shall we get going? Yes, we will. My son's about to go out, so there'll be a bit of activity. So just wait a minute. No, it'll take forever. So this is the Iron Bridge. This is the road. So there's a walk through here, and then the road's just behind it. So it's a little bit noisy to start with, and there will be quite a lot of wind noise as well. I also caught an interesting conversation right at the end of this walk. One of the searchers was there from the, you know, the team who've come up from down south. The Peter guy, who's the sonar expert who's been on the news. Well, it was one of his colleagues. So I caught part of a conversation at the end, but I can hardly say, I can't tell you really what he was saying. There was too much background noise. There was sheep. It was near the road, so Nicky from Standish. Hey, you're not so far from me, I tell you. Yeah, he's been on the news a lot. He's been on the news again today. He's been saying that he does think she's in the river. Now he's actually been there. But they started... Well, I talk about it. I might as well just start playing the footage. I'll turn my volume up. I think that'll help, because it is quite low. All right, guys. That road is really noisy. This is the River Wyre, right here. And this is what the floor looks like. There's a lot of media parked over at the pub. I'm going to try and avoid the media. And also, I'm going to try to avoid any active searches as much as I can. It's a beautiful place. Come on, this way. Now the search team from down south. Now, just before I get into the search team, Cassie does not like being on a line. When she's on a road, she's fine, but she thought this is countryside and she should be able to run wherever she wants. So she was a bit peed off, but I do let her off after I got past the bench and I got to the quiet part of the river. I do let her off. So she had a swim. It is a very beautiful walk, Diane. I can understand why so many people in the area go there. It's stunningly beautiful, especially when you get kind of past, you know, this place here with the pavement. It's very quiet and very scenic, very peaceful. Bye, Kyle. All right. Just let Kyle go. I know Cassie tried to push me in. Thank you, Bobby, for the 19.99. That's very kind of you. Do I think the water moves quickly? Yeah, past the weir it does. I get into all of that, because you can see the point where it starts to quicken up, where it really starts to pick up. Like there's places where it is very, very shallow and nice, really, really nice. But then there's a confluence of two rivers that come together, and that's the place where the river widens, and it goes around a corner. I've learnt the term for it because I was earwigging on the searches, and it's called the oxbow. So where the oxbow goes round, once it goes round the oxbow, then it starts to really quicken up, and then it goes past the bench, and then it really quickens up once it's past the weir. But they do believe she's past the weir. I did catch that from one of the colleagues of Peter. They'd done a walk around this morning before they started work, and they believe she's past the weir. They believe she's in the river, and they believe she's past the weir. So they reckon it could take 3 to 4 days to find her, but they're confident that they can find her. So Kyle's gone out now, so I can carry on. They are starting at the weir and moving out towards the estuary. Cassie spotted sheep, but go on, keep walking. It's okay, keep walking. Good girl. Good girl. Here's Tracy. I think it becomes clear. I think it becomes clear once you've seen this footage. I think it becomes clear. Just walking around the area, it's obvious. Nothing else works. No other theory works. None whatsoever. The evidence is the river and the woodland. And well, there's no woods. It's flat. It's right. I'm just gonna keep going because, in my opinion, right, I went there with the idea in my head that I wanted to debunk the river theory. I wanted to look. Yes, I wanted to look at the river, but I wanted to feel the terrain. I wanted to look for exits, places where an abduction could have happened. And spoiler alert, there isn't any. So let's carry on. Yeah, right here. So I'll try and get as close to the weir as I can without being ridiculous. Oh, I did get ridiculous. Now, obviously, the flow is faster over the weir because it's at this point that the river becomes tidal. Now, I haven't checked the tide times at all, but I'm not going to try and go down there at all. But that's the weir. I did. Spoiler alert. So they've been doing reporting. So that's the weir. I'll try and get a bit closer. So those are the search and rescue people from down south, whose name escapes me. All right, it looks like I can get down here to the weir. Thank you, Bobby, for the 19.99. That is slow. You're only going to have a swim in it then. Go and have a swim in it. And then try and get out. Go on. Search and rescue are there, so, you know, they'll help you out. Oh, no, there's a fence. Maybe not. Fences, ignore fences. Maybe I can't get down there. Oh, yeah, you can. Maybe not. I'll go this way. This way. Pass. So this is the farm with the campsite. Right. Campsite theory. Caravans are right there. Farmhouse is right there. You see it better on the way back. So, yeah, those conspiracy theorists. It's just a little family-run business and a farm. That is all, nothing more. Let's try and get down here. I'm not going to do anything stupid. Well, the banking's too steep. There's no way I'm going to be able to get down there at all. All right, we'll go back to the path. You see, anything that gets past this weir is going to move pretty quickly. But this is where the search team started today, apparently, according to the news. Cassie! Cassie! She's completely trapped. She's completely trapped herself. I'm sure this is the best idea. We're doing it anyway. Yeah, you have the lead. There's a quiet little mill pond. That's pretty steep. I'm not going to fall in there, so I don't swim. Difficult to tell how deep it is. I was earwigging on the conversation that the search was having with some reporters, and he said where they'd been today, the depth was up to 3 meters. So 3 meters is, well, a meter is 39 inches. So 3 and some yards, I'm guessing. So what, 10 feet? That's where they've been today. But that flow is pretty strong. It doesn't look it, but it is, you know. It's not deep, but it's strong. So it's from at this point that the river comes tidal, and depends on the tide times at the estuary of Morecambe Bay, where it joins Morecambe Bay and then the Irish Sea. I'm talking about where the searchers were today. Massively, whatever your name is. Mandela, whatever your name is. Actually, they said the area she fell in was 40 centimeters. Yeah, keep watching. So here should technically not be affected by the tides, should it not? Well, look at it, guys. Look at it, guys. So look at this ribbon style. I can't get through there. The water is very strong. It's bizarre. It's bizarre because you walk to maybe about 10 minutes away from where I am now at a brisk walk, and the river's beautiful. Very, very quiet. But it's at the confluence. You'll see it. It's at the confluence of the two rivers coming together that widen the entire river. And then once it goes past the Oxbow, which you'll see, it really starts to speed up. And that's the bit just before the bench. So even if it's not deep, it doesn't matter if it's 40 centimeters. What I'm also going to show you is what the surface of the river is, what the constitution or the whatever, what the bottom of the river is. I'm going to show you that as well. Because spoiler alert, I went in. Spoiler alert. Yes, I went in. That's locked. So I'm going to have to go back to the path, I think. Cassie, this way. Cassie, come on. I'm not letting you off in case you do something ridiculous and jump in the river. All right, so we'll go back this way. Actually, before I go back, I was precariously close to the bank there. Precariously close. I'll try and start my live. All right, so I went here live for 20 minutes, but as I said at the beginning, it was unlisted. So for those of you who caught it, once I come off the live and realised no one saw it, I just made it public. And then people could... Michelle is a nut. I am a bit. So if you've seen it, you've seen this. And I can flick past some of it because some of it's repeated. And some of it's me going, I can't get the chat up. So some of it's a bit silly. But anyway. I have no idea how to communicate with anyone. I don't know how strong the signal is. Oops. But I'm going to try this anyway. Okay, so I'm at the side of the river wire. Actually, I'll just make it... Shut up, I'll just make it... I'll just make it full screen. Right, so that's the way. We've already seen the weir. So we'll start the walk back. That was me trying to turn the phone around. So this is the walk back. All right, so we'll start from there. Why is it blocking some messages? That's weird. Show. It's blocking some messages. It keeps asking me whether I want to allow some messages. Thank you, Elizabeth, for the €2. That's very kind of you. I did go in, but only at the very shallow bit. I wasn't stupid. Yeah, we don't have crocodiles, luckily, or else they'd have been eaten already. All right. Because I can't see any of you. I think they're reporting somewhere. It's a little bit choppy. Search team. Just because of the signal. That's here the dude who's been doing interviews and stuff. That's where they're parked, and they started here at the weir today, and they're going to work towards the estuary. All right, so this is the caravan park. I'm talking like I'm a local, but I'm really not. Never been here before. So this path. Okay, so let's have a look where we're going. Right, now we've moved away from the river and it's a bit less noisy. Oh, I'll try and get the chat up again. Oh, good reason. I guess I'll find out. So you can't get that way, it's all fenced off for good reason. I guess I'll find out when I end this live. So we're going to go as far as the bench. If the searcher's there, I don't think so. The reason why how far upstream from where her phone and dog were found did they put the boats in? Downstream. They put the boats in at the weir. So they were confident that they stopped searching at the bench where they think she fell in yesterday. They'd gone through that area with an absolute fine-tooth comb for days and days and days. So they were confident that she's not in that area. Peter from the search people, what is the name of their organisation? But Peter, who was on the news, says he thinks she's past the weir. She's got past the weir. Therefore, they started today at the weir, but they did a whole walk around of the whole site. So they started at the weir that you've just seen, and they're going to work towards the estuary. But Lancashire Police and Lancashire Search and Rescue have gone as far as the estuary, but this Peter dude thinks his equipment is superior, so let him crack on, and hopefully the superior sonar finds her. But they absolutely do believe she's in that river. But they said it could take 3 to 4 days to find her. Yeah, I guess it's like AWP. In the Kylie Rodney case, I talked about this on my last live. At the Kylie Rodney case, you know, the local police had been round that lake and sonared, but they missed her. They just missed her. You know, and people who are, you know, police agencies and the like don't have really, really, really high-tech equipment because they don't use it that often. But there have been quite a number of search teams there, like the Coast Guard's been there. And they've walked the bankings as far as the estuary. They've got volunteer search teams out walking the banks. But they do believe she's in there. They do. They believe she's in there. But they are going to be working into the night tonight. Right. Why does it keep telling me that I have to approve messages? That's annoying. Anyway, let's carry on. Not come here until now is because there's been active searches around the bench area, and I didn't think it was right to get involved, like voyeurism. I didn't feel comfortable with that. So apparently they finished around this area for the main part yesterday. So this is walking away from the river, because I think the river loops round like that. So the river is at that tree line. there's people just up here. So I think this is the bench. It's Look not a very long walk. Yeah, it's really short. Less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes from the road to the bench. It's open on either side. So from the road there's a path there that takes you to the weir. Massively, whatever your name is. Willow was at the bench. You're going to see the bench in literally 2 minutes' time. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen this video, because this is part of the live that I tried to do this afternoon. Some of you will have seen it. I nearly fell in at the bench because Cassie jumped up at me. So there's that. And then there's this path. I would say it's less than 5 minutes walk from the road to this point. Like, I've been dawdling and stuff. But this is just farmland. That's the caravan park there that people have been disparaging. There's an open field there. I'm assuming. And the undergrowth, like you can see, where there's undergrowth, you can literally see all the way through it because it's February, it's still winter. There's no growth at all. So if there was a body or somebody tried to abduct someone and murder them, there's no coverage. None. There's no coverage. All this has been gone over with a fine-tooth comb. There's very little in this area, but this is obviously very well kept. This is a, paved thing here. We're coming up to the bench. Holly. So I'll take you as far as the bench, and then I'm going to move on and go a little bit further upstream where we know Nicola was seen, simply to get a lie of the land. And also I want to see if there's any kind of easy routes out if Nicola is not in the river. This is not thick brush at all. Like, obviously, because it's winter. If there was anything untoward, it'd be very, very easy to spot. This is the gate. So I want to show you, for the people who are saying that. Down under with love. I don't think we've got any mods in at the moment. No. Why is the dramas going on in the chat? There is. Hold on. Let me just go back up. I don't mind people who disagree. What I don't want is abusiveness. Massively Mandela. Oh, Massively Mandela. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to time you out. And then everybody's got 5 minutes of peace. And then go on the naughty step for 5 minutes. Think about what you're saying. And then come back. Willow was trapped behind this gate and could not get through the fence. Come on now. There you go. Someone found an unused condom. Oh dear. Right. So Cassie, it can easily fit under that fence. People who've been saying that Willow was trapped behind the gate. Right. Look, guys. Right. We're going to back it up a little bit. Maybe not that much. Right. That Cassie can easily fit under there. She was actually going to go under there. And then she changed her mind. But she can easily fit under there. So Willow's about the same size, same breed as Cassie. There you go. There you go. And if Cassie was worried, a dog Cassie's size, Cassie could clear that fence. I know this because Cassie can clear my front fence in my front yard, which is about that high, but actually a bit higher. And Cassie just hops over it whenever she fancies to. So, yeah. I think he said unused, but he might have said used. I don't know. Used. All right. So, yeah. Someone's someone's been up to monkey business in the trees. Nice one.
Anyway, I've left a stick near it because we've got to go back now. I've got to get this. So if we don't see anyone, just later.
Someone's got lucky down by the river. Yeah, they have.
I am in a minute. Yeah, I'm just on the phone. All right, so no problem getting through there whatsoever at all. No problem getting.
That's right, Paper Chaser. Tilly won the toilet roll challenge. Yeah, that was before I got Cassie. I'm going to do it again. See whether, like, I'm going to do a head-to-head. I'm going to do a head-to-head. Cassie versus Tilly on the toilet roll challenge. The cop should take DNA from that condom. All right. There's the bench.
I'm still alive. This is really weird.
It was actually bizarre. It was bizarre. It was bizarre being there, honestly.
There's a style there. That is steep. That is steep.
I didn't go right to the edge.
Don't you dare jump in. She's dying to get in. Don't you dare. So there's a style here. Willow was trapped. There you go. No way.
So the Willow being trapped behind the gate theory, completely debunked. Totally debunked. In terms of the river, because I couldn't get any closer, I did get a little bit close, but not much. That bank is probably, I want to say, maybe, I don't know, 10, 12 feet high. I would say it's way, way higher than a person. So you'd literally have to be able to drag yourself up with nothing to hold on to. It's not like there's any trees or twigs or anything that you can, branches that you can grab onto. So even if you fell in there, you wouldn't be able to get out. And you wouldn't be able to get out. So then what might you do? You might try to walk to find a place where you could get out, assuming that it's shallow. Yeah, Willow was dry. Willow hadn't gone in the river. And I can see why, because that's about a 12-foot jump down. Like when Cassie was at the bank, she was sniffing around and she was trying to find a way to get down. And I didn't want to let her off because there was people around, just in case she did jump in. Because she wouldn't have been able to, even Cassie wouldn't have been able to get back up that bank. Even Cassie would not have been able to get up that bank. It was a sheer drop down. It's completely deceptive. Looking at photos of it, it's completely deceptive.
Willow locked in. This area, this is the place that Nicola's phone and Willow were found. The river's much, much quieter. Much quieter. Just a few hundred yards from the weir. But that's moving. It's calmer, but it's moving. Of course it's moving. Of course it's moving, it's a river. That's a steep drop off, that is. That is a very steep drop off.
I mean, I'm thinking that if she fell in backwards, she could have banged her head on something. You know, if she toppled in backwards, as I nearly did, we don't know whether there's rocks under that surface. I couldn't get close enough to actually look down and actually see the bottom. I know the bottom's all sand, so it would be difficult to walk in. But even if it was only waist height, or even less than that, even knee height, you're walking through sand and you don't know where the bottom is. And as your boots get stuck in the sand, then you'll start to panic. And the more you panic, the worse it gets, because you dig yourself in. And then she might have tried to walk to find a place where she could get out. Or she could have banged her head up. We don't know if there's rocks under that surface. Massively Mandela, it seems like you are going out of your way to push the river theory. I'm not. I went there with the purpose of debunking the river theory. Keep watching.
That is a long way down. I couldn't even tell you how far it is down. And it's a sheer drop. And there's nothing to get hold of. And people who were saying that the steps, there is no way whatsoever you'd be able to get up that if you were struggling to get out. I'm more convinced than ever that she got in this river. All right, I'm going to move on further.
I wasn't really listening to what people they were saying, to be honest. They've got southern accents, so they're not Lancastrians. So I don't know who they are.
So I'd say it's probably maybe 20 feet from the edge, I'd a guess. But it's a steep, because when the pictures were looking from this side to the bench, it looked flat, but it's not. But
It did. It looked flat. Like when they were taking pictures from this side of the bench, looking like that at the bench, it looked flat, but it's not. It's really not. That is steep, but not insanely steep. But then when it gets to the bank, it's just a sheer drop down, because this river, it's low at the moment, but it changes a lot. Like there's a lot of flood defences that you see just a bit further up. So obviously this place floods, and it's just sheer. Just the power of the water over the many centuries have made this a sheer drop down. So
is a sheer drop. So it slopes down, and then that is a sheer drop. Absolutely no way. If you were in there and you couldn't get your foot in, it doesn't matter. But what I want to do is I want to move a little bit further upstream and do some more investigations. But this is very quiet today because the searches are finished here.
when I pan back up and go back up the hill, you'll see that the bench area is flat, and then it just goes down, slopes down, gets to the bank, and then it's just a sheer drop down. I'd say at least 10, 12 feet down at that spot there.
But this place has been gone over with a fine-tooth comb. So there's no way, if she was here, she'd have been missed. Right, guys, let's just move.
So you can see there that the bench is sat on some kind of concrete slabs, and then it just starts, you're just looking out down a banking. You think a healthy woman would get out, or at least be able to call for help if it's shallow? Well, why don't you go, jump in and try to get out while the searchers are there? Why don't you do that? I didn't fancy doing it, and I am pretty fearless, but I don't like water. But even so, I didn't fancy jumping in down 10 to 12 feet. Maybe that's why Willow didn't get in. And then, you know, how would I break my fall? So, you know, I could break my leg, I could break my arm, I could have fallen really badly. I might not be able to get back up. It might be very embarrassing if I might not be able to get back up, because, you know, if you jump 10 feet into a shallow river, the water isn't going to break your fall, is it? So you might have really broke your leg falling down. Or if you try to do a fancy dive and diving backwards, you might bang your head on something. So I don't know what to tell you, except go and try it. Go and do it. Film it. Prove to us that you can get out. Prove to us. Go and do it.
A little bit further up here. I've got a walking thing to help me with the banks. Oh, she just jumped up and they nearly knocked me backwards. There you go. Oh my word.
Like, if I'd have been closer to the edge, then all you'd have taken is 2 steps back and you'd have been in. I was what? I don't know, 2 feet away. But imagine if a dog runs up to you and jumps at you. I mean, Cassie and Tilly have knocked me over in the fields more than once by jumping at me when you don't expect it, because you don't brace. Don't encourage people to do that. Well, I like to think that people aren't stupid enough to do that. But when people come into my chat and saying a healthy woman easily will be able to get out, then it seems that they are putting themselves up for a challenge. That's what it seems to me. So, yeah, even I wasn't that stupid. And I have some kind of, I must have a chemical imbalance, because I don't feel fear. I seem to not be able to feel fear. So I use logic. You know, don't go near the edge because you're going to fall in. But I'm glad that I'm glad that it wasn't, I didn't take Tilly because she was concerned enough about me going in 6 inches of water the other day. She was concerned, you know, she nearly had a nervous breakdown. So I didn't take Tilly. She also isn't a very good traveller. She's not that keen on cars. So she'd have got there already concerned. Seeing all those people would have concerned her more. And then me hanging around on riverbanks would have concerned her even more. But if Tilly had jumped up at me, I would have fallen. At that point, I would have fallen. So what if she was just stood, maybe where I am, or a little bit closer, a step or two closer, and she just tripped and fell? How about that? Chat is crazy today. Yeah, it's all the people trying to debunk the river theory. They've got themselves all in a bit of a knot. They've got themselves all in a bit of a twist and a turn. I don't know why. But anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to make some amendments to the so we're going to say they've got to be a subscriber for 1 hour before they can chat, and we're going to put it on slow mode, and they can only comment every 30 seconds. That should stop some of the silliness. That should stop some of the silliness, because it seems to me that people who are coming here telling me that I'm trying my best to prove the river theory, it seems to me that you guys don't seem to be able to open your minds enough that actually the river theory might be the correct one. So that's why I think if you're saying a healthy woman should be able to get out of that river there, it seems to me that that's a challenge that you've set yourself.
She just jumped up and nearly knocked me backwards. If I was closer, that's exactly what could have happened, you know. That's exactly what could have happened. Seriously, guys. Got my walking pole set up.
What's massively numpty doing? I'm sick of this. I'm sorry, massively numpty. You're getting another timeout. You've got one more chance. One more chance. If you come back being silly again, you're going to get a ban. You're going to just get a block, and it'll be a permanent block, because once I block you, I never unblock you. I've actually not got many people blocked on my channel, right? I'm kind of lucky that way. There's not a lot of people that are blocked, and I never go into my block list. There's a warning in the description box of every video. There's a warning, and in my about section. There's no second chances. Once you block, that's it. I never look at your name again. So, yeah. Calling me slow. Right back at you, massively dickhead. Excuse my language. Not.
Earlier. All right. If Nicola had just been falling on there, listening to the call, messing about here, maybe cold, walking about, playing with Willow. Willow jumps up, knocks her backwards. That just nearly happened. If that had been Tilly, she would have knocked me backwards. So let's move off this bank in here. Walk up further here. I hope you can hear me because I have no idea. This is very disconcerting. So this is where Nicola walked. She was seen on this field, I think. There's the lower field and the upper field. So I'm guessing this is the lower field and then the next one up's the upper field. She's dying to get in the river. Come on, you're not going in the river.
Spoiler alert, we both go in the river. But not there. Not there. I find a place where it's really shallow and really, really nice. Like a little beach.
Come on, Albert.
Oh, Cassie. Cassie.
Albert.
Cassie. Leave Albert alone. Cassie. Oh dear. All right.
Member for 9 months. Candalee. You're very welcome. I thought it's just really useful going to do this. I'm only 25 miles away, so I thought, look, just get some footage. And as I said at the beginning, creators can take this, use this, as long as they credit me, that's absolutely fine.
I want to try and find a part of the river where the bank's shallow, so I can just put my stick in and feel what the bottom's like. Because the search dude, Peter, said that some parts of this are shallow and some are not, some are deep. So I'm guessing it's a bit like the creek where I live, where there's solid parts and then there's parts that are just filled with mud. And it looks shallow, but it really isn't.
I don't know the depth, Debbie. It'll vary a lot. Like these are flood defences that you can see here. Like the path's raised because these are flood defences, and this river floods. So in sometimes it's going to be high, and sometimes it isn't. It's very low at the moment, but I couldn't get close enough at the point where Willow and Nicola's phone was found. I couldn't get close enough to the bank to look over to actually try and get a feel for how deep it was. And then, you know, it might have been a different depth by a bit. What's that on the left? It's a locked up old, I don't know what it is, but it's a locked up old thing. I'm guessing it's like some kind of like river workers shack, but it's all locked up. Yay! Daughter of Scotland gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Let's see who got them. Angelia, Zoe, Diane, Nelly, Elise, Carl, Wist, Melissa, RJ, Harry Potter's beard. Welcome to memberships. Thank you so much, Daughter of Scotland. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
That would be my guess, anyway. I hope you're finding this interesting. Nicola's face is everywhere. So many people just out walking, just keeping their eyes peeled. But as I said, this area has been gone over with a fine-tooth comb. And Nicola had walked up here, so I'm just kind of retracing Nicola's steps, I guess. She walked up here, she'd seen at 9:10 over at this field, but it's a very, very short walk. Even back to the road, I think probably a brisk walk would only take me 10 minutes, if that. I'm walking like a snail, so I'm not bumping you about.
Karen, thank you for the $5. Learned so much about dog behaviour from you in this case. Such a sad situation, but also fascinating to watch. Yeah, it was surreal being there, I've got to tell you. Yes, the police did bring in dogs. They brought multiple teams of dogs. Yeah, starting the day she disappeared, starting the very day. Karen, Texas, member for 5 months. You're very welcome. Might be, I don't know what it was, but it's all locked up. Like nobody can get in it.
The bank's pretty shallow there. At least it looks it. But I'm not actually going to risk it. Cassie, what the? But it's pretty open. I mean, very open. If you were standing over there, right over there, and somebody was in trouble over there, that's where the bench is, that's where those people are, they would see you. They would see you in trouble.
Unless
shelter.
Unless you were in the river, and then they would not see you because of the bank. They would not see you because of the bank is so high. When I say in trouble, I mean somebody trying to manhandle you away, like somebody trying to abduct you. Somebody could be standing right over here where these trees are and would be able to see you. It's flat. And this path where people walk is raised up because these are flood defences. Like the actual field is this, and then these are man-made flood defences, flood barriers, and the paths are on the top of the flood barriers. So somebody saw Nicola at this field. I mean, I don't know how far, at what point she turned round, but somebody saw her here at 9:10, and then they know her phone was at the bench at 9:20. So that person who saw her at 9:10, if she got to the bench at 9:20, that person would still be in the vicinity. Line of sight is great. You can see for miles.
For a would-be abductor at all at this side of the river. Not at all. These hedgerows, yes, there's a bit of underbrush, but nothing that would shield an abduction. Not a thing. No way. Being here, actually seeing it, I'm more convinced than ever she wasn't abducted, you know. I came here, I was telling my son in the car, he's gone for a drive, he didn't want to get out. And there's no parking, it's just chocker out there with media and stuff. Nice one, Cass. Nice one. Just do a poo live. A poo live.
Right, well, we can go back to the other footage now. All right, because this one is in landscape, so it's easier to see because I whatever I don't know. The YouTube live app's rubbish. I couldn't turn it round so it was in landscape. So you get, check my PayPal. I will do, Sasha. Thank you so much. I will do. Yeah, so the rest of this now is in landscape, so you'll get a much better, much wider view, and just how open the entire place is. No, we don't have crocodiles and alligators. Don't you worry. We don't have them. You're not going to get eaten by a crocodile. The Loch Ness Monster, yeah. Nessie might be on a vacation to England. You never know. All right. Back here now.
That anybody could take someone.
Hold on, I've gone too far.
And drag them away. All right, I'm resuming filming. I was just live for 20 minutes, but I forgot to make the thing public. I've never used the YouTube app before, so I had no idea that no one could see it. It was live, but no one could see it.
Jenny Greenteeth, or one of the local legends.
There's no way that anybody could take someone and drag them away without being seen. Especially as this is such a busy dog walking route. There's no way. None. So I think this is the upper field. Nicola was seen here at 9:10. Dropping a poo bag. I think actually Cassie can go off here. I don't think she'll run away. She better not do anyway. She's not used to being on the line in the country.
The road, probably, well, you saw me. I've walked from the road. I've walked all the way from the road. So the iron bridge at the beginning of this was the road. That's where the road was. So it walks past the weir, and then the path just carries on past the farm, and then past the bench area, and then to here. I would say probably I could have got back to the road in 10 minutes, brisk walk from here. I was dawdling. That's why it was taking me so long, but a brisk walk, maybe 10 minutes, 15. It was less than a mile. I checked on my phone. It's less than a mile to here and back. So 10 minutes easy from the road. And then there's another road which I point out over here, but that's quite a ways in the distance. And then there's no other roads. There's no other roads.
Side. She thinks it's insane. She thinks what I'm doing here is insanity.
Right, massively. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later.
But there's people of all.
Thank you, Star, for the $10. We'll buy you a hot beverage if you saw me. Oh, thank you.
Ages here, walking dogs. And if you remember, Nicola was seen here at 9:10. And then the phone was at the bench 9:20. But she didn't log off her Teams call at 9:30. So whoever saw her at 9:10, if she'd been abducted at 9:20, she would have been seen. There's no way somebody can just be magicked away It's wide open. Wide open. No coverage at all by these trees. None. Now the river is pretty narrow here. Okay. That's right. They've had sniffer dogs all over this area. So, no. Because she's been washed out, yeah, they think she's got past the weir. So they're searching from the weir to the estuary. So yeah, that's what they're thinking. Any quicksand? Difficult to gauge, but I do go in the river in a minute. I'll show you the bottom. Lena, thank you. Member for 2 months. Everybody's just talking about Nicola. Was she seen at the bench? No, she wasn't. The last sighting was 9:10, but they know her phone was at that bench at 9:20. And there are cameras in the car parks. There isn't a car park. There isn't a car park. The nearest car park is the pub down the road, which is where my son dropped me off, and it's where all the media are hanging out, in the pub car park. And the farm's allowing the search and rescue people and the police to park on their land next to the farmhouse. Nicola had actually parked at her kids' school and walked up the road. So there isn't a specific car park to this walk. People suggesting that she faked her own disappearance. I have seen that theory, yeah. I still feel an abduction could have taken her out near Rowan Water and out onto Garstang Road. Yeah, but it's wide open. It's wide open. How? How with no one seeing her? It's such a busy dog walking route. How? You're grasping at straws. Honestly, the abduction theorists are now starting to grasp at straws. Honestly, I went with the purpose of trying to debunk the river theory, and I couldn't. I just can't. I can't find a scrap of evidence of how possibly she could have been abducted with no one seeing her, with it being wide open. There's no coverage whatsoever at all. And Willow just stay there at the river when Willow could have followed. I don't understand how she could have been abducted. I can't see it. And I think that's why the police can't see it either. No drag marks, nothing. Nothing. No scent, nothing. It's very risky. If you wanted to abduct someone, you wouldn't choose this place. Even Brian goddamn Koberger wouldn't choose this place, and he's a pretty shitty criminal. Sorry, excuse my French. It's deceptive, you know. It's really deceptive. Cass, I'll take this line off, but it's dangerous. So I don't know at what point Nicola turned round and Kate started coming back. She's been dying to go in. Don't take a span anywhere where there's water. See, the river's very quiet here. Just moving gently. It's just that place where Nicola was, and then up to the weir, you can just see the movement. It's probably the worst place around that weir where you could fall in. Fall in here, you get out.
It's dead shallow there, really shallow.
Fall in here, you get out, no problem.
And people have been posting, right? People have been posting pictures in this area on Twitter of kids playing in it. Of course they are, because it's dead shallow here. But I'll show you in a couple of minutes why the river widens and starts getting deeper. In a minute.
Let's go down. It's actually quite shallow here. I just want to see the construction of the bottom, if that's the right word. She's gone in. This is quite sandy. All right, this is a good spot. My son's going to kill me because Cassie's got to go in his car and he's a bit OCD about his car.
Do you know what he did? He brought blankets. So when you picked me up, there was blankets everywhere in the car. There was a blanket on my seat. He actually brought blankets. Right, it's really shallow there, but in the middle, I didn't go into right into the middle. I would estimate right in the middle, it's maybe 4 feet, probably less, probably a lot less, probably more like 3 feet, right in the middle. But there is quite a steep drop, and I think I should have been braver and actually done it. And if it was quieter, I would have done it. But I should have got right in the middle and just to see how far I would sink, because I would have been able to get out because the bank's really shallow. I would easily have been able to get out, but I didn't want to, because I didn't want to have to do the walk of shame back to the car with sand and silt all over me. Right, in my own neck of the woods, in my own village, I don't mind walking home in a state of disarray. But when it's in the middle of quite a posh village, I have to say, it's Tory Central, I'm not going to do it. But, yeah. Anyway, we go in. Let's go in.
Right. Look at that. Look at that, guys. That is just silt, and that is deep. It's very shallow. Look, very shallow. But the bottom is this sand. The entire bottom is this sand.
All it was silt, so sand and water. And I was poking the stick in and I wasn't touching the bottom. So I don't know. It held my weight, but I don't know what it's like in the middle. And I certainly don't know what it's like around the other side where Nicola was. I imagine it's all sandy. The complete riverbank is sand. Tory Central. As we started to get into the really rural area, I said to my son, I said, "Oh, it smells Tory here." Oh, dear. And he didn't get the joke. I don't know whether he got the joke. He said, "It just smells like fresh air to me."
Look, guys. So yeah, if you walk in here, I'm stupid. Right, if you walk in here, it's holding my weight. Easily get out. Now there's quite a sharp drop off there. See, she's swimming at that point. There's quite a so I'm guessing that there is probably, I would say, about 4 feet.
I think I overestimated. I would say right in the middle, it was probably 3.5 feet. I would say right in the middle. I was nowhere near the middle. I would say where I was, it was probably about a foot, because it was well over my boots and kind of like on my shins. So it's probably about a foot, and it was holding my weight. But I didn't want to go any further in to test the middle, like I said, because I didn't want to do the walk of shame, quite honestly. Smell a Tory from a mile off.
But the further you go in, the softer the ground is. So it's very silty at the bottom of this river. So that's one of the things I wanted to look at. Now my boots are wet through.
Oh yeah, I wet through. Tories can afford fresh air. Yeah, they can. Can they find people after sinking in quicksand? That was one of the questions that I had in my last live. That how well does sonar work? Like, if you sink in quicksand, how well does sonar work? I don't know the answer to it. What's a Tory? Oh, it's a political party, but it's a bit of a standing joke. The party in power. It's weird. No one admits that. Right, the Tories are in power. No one admits to voting Tory. No one admits it. My dad used to. My dad used to vote Tory, but he's dead, so they've lost a voter. He got dementia, right? And my mum's Labour, and she started to she said he'll not remember that it's the election, and she just didn't tell him when it was elections. So he'd watch the news and be like, "Oh yeah, elections coming up," and then he'd forget. So he'd just forget to go and vote. Anyway, that's what you got to do. Yeah, so I wanted to test the bottom, because where I live, so I'm like 25 miles away, but further inland, the ground is just clay, really sticky clay. Whereas in here, it's much nearer to the coast, and it's just all sand. Let's watch some movies. Thank you for the $1.99. 99. You did. Well, at least you admit it. At least you admit it. Whist. Knee deep. It wasn't quite knee deep where I was. No, I would say up to my shins, but I was quite close to the bank, and there was quite a sharp drop off where I was poking my stick. That was kind of sharp drop off, but it really wasn't dangerous at all. at that point. If you fell in there, you just, the worst you'd injure is your pride. But I'm going to show you in a minute where the river starts to widen and get more dangerous. Thank you, Irene, for the $4. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
I might have to take them off. Glad I brought this walking pole.
I only took the poles so I could poke it in the river.
I'll let it out, people. But I'm going to try and give you like the full experience of being here. Not like a carefully crafted piece of artwork. This is very much a functional visit. There's River. That's River. It might not be.
I don't think it was River.
Trying to orientate myself.
I don't think it was River.
Where's she gone now? What's Cassie? Cassie! Oh, she's right there. Son's gonna die when he sees Cassie.
How cold was the water? It wasn't cold at all. I mean, it really wasn't that cold, but it's been really mild today. It's weird. It was like really frosty this morning. It was -1. When I went out this morning about what, 7:30, it was -1. So it was freezing, but it was really mild. I didn't have a coat on, so I don't know what the temperature was, but it was really mild, and the water wasn't cold really. Sheba, thank you for the $4.99. Yeah, deeper water will be colder. Yeah, definitely. Bowland, yeah, it probably is Bowland. Yeah, I just see a hill, and every time I see a hill, I think it's Rivington, because Rivington's the hill I can see from my back. Well, I can't see it now because it's dark, but I see River from my house, so I think every hill's River. Anyway.
It's picking up in about half an hour, so hopefully she dries. Right, I'm going to start turning back. So at this point, the river starts getting wider, I think, because there's like this confluence here.
See, so this river joins in. So this water, it's moving this way. It's like a bit weird, like the current's a bit weird here, but it's very, very shallow. And then it goes around this corner, which the searchers call the oxbow. It goes round this corner, and by the time it's got round the corner, it's like really widened out, because it's got the benefit now of like 2 water sources, if you will. So it's widening and deepening because of the extra water in it. Yeah, you can hear my feet sloshing. Yeah, it's just all sand at the bottom of my feet.
Okay, there's the road over there. Can you see it? It's cars. So if I've heard people saying that they might have brought Nicola this way. So you've got to drag a woman, right, full view, with no coverage. You've got to get over the river and get her to the road. Come on, guys. Come on now. Come on now. It's not happening, this.
I can't. I honestly could not work out how an abductor could abduct someone in broad daylight at 9:30 in the morning. There's walkers everywhere, can't see it. There's no way they can get someone out undercover at all. No way. I just can't see it. Yeah, it is Glitter Witch. It really starts. That's where the change is, when you've got this this new water source joining in. It goes from really shallow and really, really calm and virtually not moving, like tiny movement, to something that really starts to flow. And then by the time it's past the bench, yes, it's still slow, but it's a proper current. And then if you fell 10 feet, 12 feet down at that bench area, you cannot get back up. You cannot get back up in that area. And if you fell 10 feet, who's to know that if she fell 10 feet, she didn't break a leg, break an ankle? And she tried to get to another area where she could get out. I can't see any other way that she disappeared. I can't see it. I honestly cannot see it. I tried my best I was looking at like different, like, could somebody hide there? No, there's nowhere to hide. There's literally nowhere to hide. She'd have been seen, exactly. Somebody would have seen her with someone else. They'd have seen two people moving outwards. I can't see it, honestly. Like, I could have, like, these guys are quite close, but if somebody was walking in the other field, I would be able to see them. The visibility is very good.
This is farmland, all open, no coverage. There's not even anywhere to hide. You see, these are artificial. One of these raised bits.
How far is the sea? About 10 miles from the bench. Well, I've read 13 miles, but then the police said it was 15 kilometers, which is about, I think, about 10 miles. So, I don't know, between 10 and 13 miles, following the course of the river.
But it's low at the moment, by the looks of things. There's just nothing. There's nothing down here. Right, we're going to go back to the bench and walk back. So, again, this is retracing Nicola's steps, but back the other way.
So she was seen, this is the upper field, she was seen here at 9:10, remember?
So, I think those are like holiday cabins. I don't know whether that's the same farm. They look like cabins. So she was...
Teffy, Willow would have been able to get through the gate. She'd have just gone round and gone under the fence. There's like a big hole under the fence. She'd have been able to get under the fence and she would have followed. There's the theory about Willow being locked behind the gate has been debunked right there because Cassie could get under. Or over. If she couldn't have got under, she'd have got over. She just jumped it. It's not only too narrow a window. It's open, middle of the morning. An abductor would not choose that location. They absolutely would not. They would not choose that location. And Willow would not have been there. She'd have been wherever Nicola was.
In this upper field at 9:10, and someone tried to drag her in this direction. Should have been seen, should have been heard. They'd have had to pass this expanse or go all the way around the tree line. and Willow would just have sat there at the river. Guys, come on now. I came here trying to debunk the possibility of Nicola being in the river and seeing it, feeling it. No, she's in the river.
I just feel it. I could just feel it when I was there. I could feel it, honestly. She's in that river, I'm telling you. It's giving me goosebumps. It gave me goosebumps when I was there. I've got goosebumps again.
You've been in again. Oh.
I was hoping that she'd dry off, and she went in again.
There's no way into these cabins. There's no way into the entrance completely blocked off. You'd have to, so kicking and screaming woman.
Because I've heard that I'm going back to the holiday camp, so I wasn't sure whether these cabins here were part of the farm and the caravan park, or whether they were separate, just like private homes, like that just look like cabins. But this fence, I want to say that's what, 6 feet, same size as my back fence, about 6 feet, and there's a gate, but that gate was locked. So if you wanted to get her that way, you have to go past an open field and then get a struggling woman over a 6-foot fence. How old is she? 45.
You'd have to navigate her over that fence. There's all fencing behind them trees there. So no, I think we can exclude the holiday camp hypothesis. It's all fenced off.
They're separate on the map. Yeah, I thought so as well. They're quite a distance away. So I think they're just like private cabins, like little homes, like little not cottages, but like little cabins. They're quite cute. Michelle, was I in danger of drowning? No, I wasn't in danger of drowning, no.
So
she's 5'3". I don't know what her weight was. She looked quite slim though.
come this way. Widened out.
It's widened a lot. I'd say by the time you get to the bench, it's probably twice the distance than it is before the joining of that other river, before the confluence of those two. It's really narrow and really shallow. It's really starting to widen out now, because this has gone round the corner, the oxbow as they were calling it. So what they've done this morning, the searchers, they've walked all round the oxbow. They've got the lie of the land, and they've concluded that she's not in the area where she's likely fallen in. That's been searched and searched and searched and searched. Peter, the expert, thinks she's over the weir. She's gone over the weir. That's what Peter thinks. I've just been in the bottom. I just went in the river. It's sand at the bottom. It's not clay like the rivers around me, the creeks around me, where it's just clay and really sticky. This is sand. And obviously you don't know how stable that sand is. You just don't know.
What's going on up here? Seems to have been more people turning up.
It was someone flying a drone.
So I wanted to retrace Nicola's steps, have a think about it, get the lie of the land. There's no active searches around here now. All that's done. I keep saying that, don't I? All that's done.
Look how open it is, though.
I don't don't know if those cabins are connected to this farm or whether they're private. I don't know, but you can't get through. It's all fenced off. This is the caravan park here. Where's she gone again? Cass! Right, I'm going to put her back on the line.
She was trying to get back in the river, but she concluded that the banking was too steep. She's not stupid. Like, she makes an assessment when she goes in water. She makes an assessment as to whether she's going to be able to get out again. So she went down, concluded that she wouldn't be able to, and then came back. So at least she's got sense.
This is people, lots of them. In my wellies.
The embankment is steep because it's a flood defence. Like the field at the side, that's a natural surface, and the paths are on top of the flood defences because this river floods.
Very wet inside. Very wet. Whoa. Man. If there was anything to find, like human remains or anything like that, she would find it. But there isn't. This area has been gone over with a fine tooth comb. Oh, they're sending a drone up. Yeah, doing drone work. So we'll get past here.
So we're back to the bench now.
Wait. So back at the bench now.
So this dude here thinks that she went in there. I don't know why. Oh, but we're back at the bench now. And you can just see how high the banking is there. It's probably the worst place to fall in. Like, if you fell in further upstream, you'd easily be able to get out. Easily. But once it goes around that bend, the bank's really steep because it's been worn away by higher tides, higher water. That's why the flood defences are high. Like, they've built up the defences. So those bankings are just straight down. And the river's quite low at the moment, so you can see the steepness of them. But there's flood defences. Oh, you can see the flood defences there, look. So you can see that the river goes right up here, like when it's really, really high. So they've had to build further defences. So those bankings are sheer drops. Sheer drops. I'm going to tell you it's about 10 feet, 12 feet even on this side. You would not be able to get out at here. You would not. And you'd hurt yourself falling down. So it doesn't matter how shallow it is, really. At this point, you can't get out. So you're going to have to try and find a place to get out. And I think just... and that it starts to move. Like the weir is just round that kind of bend there. It starts to move like a proper current as it gets round here, and the weir's just there. Thank you, Emily. Just did 5 memberships. Let's see who's got them. Journey Takes a Trip, Electric, Nanny G, Morgan, and Mrs. Fletcher. Welcome to memberships. Thank you so much, Emily.
I'm not going to go back down there because my boots are wet through inside and they're very slippery.
And this is why there's no sign of her falling in, because it's a 10-foot drop. So what would be the sign? None. And she'd be weighted with water as well. Absolutely.
And I nearly went before, and don't make a fool of myself. And I'm going to go back this way, take one more photo of the weir, or more video of the weir, and then head home. Am I actually thinking about it? Just play all this footage live.
Which I'm doing.
Might do that. Not decided yet. So the river goes around there, like that.
She wasn't drunk. Oh, the alcohol theory's back. She wasn't drunk. She dropped her daughters off at school at 8:43. She was on a work call. She emailed her boss at 8:53. She logged into a call at work and was listening in at 9:01. And the reason why that call isn't useful is because she was on mute and her camera was off because she was just listening while she was walking. Phoenix, welcome to memberships. Thank you for joining. She was not drunk. She wasn't drunk. She wasn't drunk. She was seen at 8:50. Then she was seen at 9:10. And then her phone was at that bench where we've just been at 9:20. And then she didn't log out of her call at 9:30. So it was that 10-minute window. And then Willow was found at 9:33. It's a very, very tight timeline. She was not drunk. It is, Diane. Yeah, St. Michael's Angling Association maintains the riverbank. Apparently, they feel the river is very dangerous where they're searching. It is potentially. It is because it's sand at the bottom. You don't know. It looks calm on the top, and then there's you don't know how deep it is because it's just all sand, so you're just going to sink in. The bankings are really high, so there's no way of getting out. It's the worst possible place to fall in. Like from that bench and then, you know, further up past the weir, worst possible place to fall in, really is. It was very slippery. It was very slippery. It was very slippery. Because there's not much grip. Like with, she had wellies on. And I have wellies on, there's not much grip on them. It's not like wearing trainers where you've got at least a little bit of grip. I was slipping a little bit. That's why I didn't go back down, because my feet, like there was water inside my wellies. So my wellies were heavy anyway, walking back, because there was water in them. And yeah, I didn't want to go back down. I didn't want to slip. I really didn't want to slip. Because there's people there and I've been embarrassed. Darla, welcome to memberships. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. Oh, thank you, Phoenix. That's very kind of you. That's very generous. €50. Thank you so much. The caravan park's very close, yeah. Helen. Hello, Helen. Thank you for the £5. My own currency.
Oh, keep going. Good girl. So once again, farmhouse right there.
So the caravan theory is nonsense because there's only a handful of caravans. I think I counted 10 units on the map, and it's winter. So who's going to be staying in the caravans? Like maybe like one or two people. And then they have a field where you can pitch your tents. And it's just a small family run business. And the house is right there. The house is right there. And they've got chickens like running around the front yard. I saw something white moving around. I thought it was a goose. I thought, oh, I'm going to get attacked. But no, they were just white chickens. running around, having the time of their life, as chickens should, not being locked in cages in barns. And yeah, if someone had taken her to one of these caravans, she'd have been seen. She'd have been seen, honestly. She'd have been seen. What are breeze blocks? Oh, they're like they're like blocks that they use for building. I don't know what they're made out of. Like concrete blocks. They use them for building, but they're, I don't know why they're called breeze blocks.
Dragged into one of these caravans, right?
It's not a gypsy camp. I don't know where this is coming from. It's not a gypsy camp. It's not a gypsy camp. These are static caravans, like little trailers that people can book to go on holiday. It's not a gypsy camp. That's the farmhouse. The land that I've been walking on is farmland. This is the farmhouse right here. This is the farmhouse's front yard right here. There's a parking area there that they're allowing the searchers on. And then these are the caravans right here. You can just book a caravan. You can just book a caravan and stay in it and go, you know what you can do? You can go walking and stuff. Thank you, Sid the Pink, for the £10. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, like Haven, yeah. But like at a farm. So if you wanted to go on holiday in the countryside, let's say you were from the city, you wanted to spend a weekend in the countryside, you just go to their website and you go and book a caravan. I've been to their website. I showed it on the last live. I showed it, that you can book a caravan to stay in. It's not a gypsy camp. It's not migrants moving in to an area. This is a sleepy village. This is the farmhouse. The caravans are right next to the farmhouse. I can't. This is someone's business. This is someone's livelihood. And people are saying that I can't. I honestly can't. It looks really nice. Nice little farmhouse with little chickens and sheep. In the next field is some sheep. Look, there. Farmhouse.
I think. Oh no, chickens. White chickens. Kicking and screaming woman.
Look how close the caravans are to the farmhouse.
Attention. Dear me. Armchair detectives there.
I just get so fed up, honestly. Thank you, Nikki. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. Calm it, yeah. And then the road's just past here. You go through this gate and then you're nearly at the road. The weir's just here.
Weir's just up here. Go to the weir one more time. Empty my boots. And then go back.
The large house is on the opposite side of the river, directly across from the bench. There's no way she could have been taken over there. No way, because they'd have had to drag her down a 10 to 12 foot bank, cross the river, and then climb up the banking on the other side to get to the house with a kicking and screaming woman and a dog barking from the opposite bank. No. Zero. No. And to get to that house via the road, you'll have to go out here on the road, and then there's a separate entrance right the ways down here. Like you have to go onto the road and then almost like double back on yourself. There's no way to get to that house at all from where Nicola was sitting. Absolutely no way. you could abduct someone and take her to that house. A jet ski theory. Oh, good God.
It's just there, so we're nearly back at the road now. I'm more convinced than ever she's in the river.
I could not debunk it. I could not debunk the river theory. I could not debunk it. We find the searchers and the police now in a minute.
More convinced than ever. I can't see any other alternative. I just can't. I just can't, guys. I just can't. Police on phones here.
It's safer not to.
So that's the farmhouse there. That's it was like a barn or something, and they're allowing the searchers and the police to park here. And the searchers started today at the weir, which is just up here. So these are the police were there. The police were on the phones. I think they were getting an update because I was like, oh no, there's something going on. There's something going on. And they were on the phones. I think they were getting an update. And then one of the search guys came up to talk to these people. I don't know who they were. I think they were just randoms, but they probably were reporters. I'm not sure. But they weren't like filming him or anything. They were just talking to him. I was filming. I filmed him, but you can't really hear anything. I only got the odd words, so we can try and work out what he was saying. The jet ski theory. Yeah. Yeah. I want people who think up these theories to go and try it out. Go and hire a jet ski, right? You and your mate go and hire a jet ski, and your mate can just sit there and you can pretend to abduct them, and they can try their best to fight you while you manhandle them onto a jet ski. And then you can power it down the weir. It'd be fun.
Something's going down.
He said in interviews that he very far. So she would have cleared the weir then.
So he said something like, Peter said something, she's cleared the weir. So Peter's the dude who's been on the news.
I think what I could gather, Peter said, so Peter the expert said, she's cleared the weir and it's about 3 meters deep wherever it is that they are at the moment.
I think that's what he said, something about 3 meters deep. Now, it's certainly nowhere 3 meters deep there. So I think what he was talking about was where they were today, where they'd been searching today, or where they got to. I think that was the thing. But I went back for another listen because I'm nosy. Thank you so much for the $9.99. I don't know what your name is. Drew something. You've got fancy writing. I can't read fancy writing, but I thank you for your donation. Right, so I go back and have a little listen, but I increased the sound, but obviously that increased the background sound, and I could try and clean up the audio, but I'm not really sure it's going to be worth it because there's going to be an update on the news anyway. Were there any blue telephone boxes? Yeah, Doctor Who. She's do you know what I saw on Twitter? Someone saying that there might be a time slip in that location. I'm not sure that they were serious, but I kind of feel by their other tweets that they were thinking that she'd slipped into another time zone or another dimension. So you're lucky to have me back because apparently there's a time slip. There's a police update. Is there a police update right now? People, it's a wormhole. It's a wormhole. We've discovered a wormhole. A time portal. It'd be exciting if there was, but I honestly don't think. I don't think that we have to go down that route. People watch too much science fiction. Honestly, I can't. Anyway, we've only got another 3 minutes. I can't decipher what this guy was saying, but just to show you, and then we'll go and have a look to see if there is an update. That's what I could glean from that conversation. Yeah, but it could be an invisible jet ski. It could be they could be using the cloak of invisibility and a silencer, because jet skis are quite loud, aren't they? Kind of thinking in a quiet village like this, someone's going to hear a jet ski, but if they've got a silencer on it and it's invisible, I bet any money that's what happened. I bet you any money. You know what? It's hilarious. However, this is tragic. There is a woman missing. There are 2 little girls and an entire family who are dismayed and destroyed by the amount of speculation that's going on. And it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You're not going in that. No, it's too fast. I'm definitely not going in that. It's just tangled up in a tree now. Right, we'll go on now. There's a dog in flaming pajamas there. I thought I'd seen everything. Dog in pajamas there. Cass. So this is Peter's friend. Well, I can't hear what he's saying. I really can't. So something about high frequency, so presumably high frequency sonar beyond somewhere, but I'm not sure where that somewhere was. Oh no. Dog in pajamas. He slipped through the time void. He was a person before that. Oh, don't. KJ10 or LJ10 or whatever. Welcome to memberships. Cassie's getting in. Cassie's gone and stood right in the middle of them all. Cassie's taking the job of super sleuth a bit too seriously.
Again, discussing those, we did a walk down this morning on the weekend. So I don't think it's the same way. Thinking, all I can do for me is, you guys are staying in the house. We're going to need social media soon.
Cassie was right in the middle. So yeah, I think he's saying we have our theories and something about social media. They did a walk round this morning. I didn't get the rest. So we walk round the Oxbow bit, so that's the bendy bit, and then something about we've got our theories or something.
really do think that.
So I don't know. The police started coming up from the thing, so I did one. I didn't want to kind of stand there filming the police. Not that you can't, but they'd been on the phones, and I thought, well, you know, I know she's not been found. And then I knew I wasn't really recording very good sound anyway, so I just thought we'll wait for an update. And then in the car on the way back, we put the news on, and it just said that they've been searching in the river. Like this team whose name still escapes me have been searching. So she'd not been found by the time I left. Her family believes she's not in the river. I think her family are hoping. I can understand it. I absolutely can understand it. If I was in their position, I wouldn't believe it either. I'd want to hold out hope as much and for as long as I could, because if she's been abducted or she's disappeared of her own volition, she could well be alive. In the river, no chance. And I can understand, absolutely understand why they think that. Police update, right? So this is ended now. I just walk a bit up the thing, right? Police update. Let's take a look at the police update. Do we know what channel it's on? Is it a police update on Lancashire Police? Let's find Lancashire Police. We're continuing to appeal for information on missing Nicola Bulley as our search for the mum enters 2 weeks. Okay, so this is today. Am I still sharing? Yes. Tilly is holding the fort back home, yeah. I didn't take Tilly because she'd get very concerned about the strangeness of it, the people. She'd have been barking, she'd have been trying to get me out of the way. She'd have been a nightmare. So I didn't. Specialist group internationally. And yeah, it's entering its second week. So will it be the 10th day or the 11th day now? So it'd be 2 weeks on Friday. Cassie is more stealth, yeah. Cassie was getting in on the she wanted to stand in the middle of the circle. Okay. So the detective leading the hunt for Nicola Bulley has stressed the force is doing all it can to find the missing mum of two as the search enters its second week. As part of our continuing efforts, we are again appealing for anyone with dash cam or other footage to submit it to us. Our working hypothesis remains that Nicola sadly fell into the river for some reason, but we remain open-minded and we are continuing to carry out huge amounts of inquiries. Our priority throughout this investigation has been finding Nicola and providing answers for her family. They are being supported by specially trained officers. In a news statement released today, Nicola's partner, Paul Ansell, said, "It's been 10 days now since Nicola went missing, and I have two little girls who miss their mummy desperately and need her back. This has been such a tough time for the girls especially, but also for me and all of Nicola's family and friends, as well as the wider community, and I want to thank them for their love and support. We are also really grateful to Peter and his team from SGI, so I'll just call them SGI from now on, for coming up and helping support the work of Lancashire Police as they continue their investigation. If anybody has any information which could help find Nicola, I urge them to get in touch with the police and help us provide the answers we need so badly." Our inquiries so far have included searches of the river and riverbank, which have extended all the way to the sea using specialist search teams, sonar, search dogs, drone and helicopter, house to house and CCTV. We have also spoken to numerous witnesses, analysed Nicola's mobile phone and Fitbit. Oh, so they've analysed the Fitbit and searched the derelict house on the other side of the river, as well as any empty caravans in the vicinity. So all been searched. So abandoned house theory, gone. Caravan theory, gone. Abduction theory, I can't see it. I just can't see it. Anything's possible, but I just can't see it. I can't. In that open space. If it was dark, yes, easily. In the day, with walkers all around. I don't know, guys. I can't see it. It's too far from the road and there's no coverage. As she voluntarily walked away, again, I can't see it. Because why would Willow stay there if she just walked away voluntarily? That's the sticking point for me. Why would Willow stay there if she'd gone anywhere else? We have received a huge amount of information into the inquiry, all of which is being looked at, and we are extremely grateful to everyone who has assisted our investigations so far. We would like to remind people that much of the speculation and comments on social media are both unhelpful to the investigation and, more importantly, hurtful to the family who are going through agony as they wait for answers. Nicola was last seen Friday, 27th Jan at 9:20 on the upper field by Garstang Road, where she has taken her spaniel Willow for a walk after dropping her children off at school. And that's Nicola just before the school run. And that's I think it's ring doorbell footage from her home. Our CCTV inquiries have focused on Nicola's movements and whether she could have left the field near to the river, whether that be via allotment lane, the river path leading to Garstang Road, or by Rome water at the top of the upper field. I just think someone would have seen her. You've seen it. It's wide open. Someone would have seen it. I'm positive. Most of our sightings of Nicola have been by witnesses who knew her, and that has enabled us to plot her movements from the school along the river path and into the field. We can say with confidence that by receiving CCTV, Nicola has not left the field during the key times via Rowan water, either through the site itself or via the piece of land to the side. So Rowan water, where I was at the area where the two rivers join, Rowan water is just kind of a bit further, like over the field, I think. So there must be a way out there, and she's not gone that way. Although we can say she did not return from the fields along allotment lane or via the path at the rear of the Grapes pub. So my son dropped me off at the Grapes pub. We can say she did not return to the fields along allotment lane. I don't know where allotment lane is, or the path at the rear of the Grapes pub onto Garstang Road. So that's the road that I walked on. That's the very road I walked on. And there is CCTV at the Grapes pub. Our inquiries now focus on the river path which leads from the fields back to Garstang Road. For that, we need drivers and cyclists who travelled that way on the morning of January 27th to make contact. We have already done a lot of work around this, but every piece of footage helps us build up a picture of movements on that morning. Again, I just don't know how someone could have abducted her that way. She'd have been, if she'd gone that way on her own, maybe she would have been less likely to be seen. But no way abducting her. No way. The dog would have followed her, absolutely. a dog would have followed her. That's my sticking point. That's the thing I can't get over. If she wanted to make a break for it and make a new life, surely she'd have tied Willow up and left her there, because otherwise she'd have just followed her. We'll be making contact with drivers who we believe travelled down Gorstang Road that morning via letter. If you receive one of these letters and have dashcam footage, we would urge you to make contact using the dedicated email, Nicola Bulley investigation at lancashire.police.uk. That's Nicola Bulley investigation, all one word, at lancashire.police.uk, so that a member of the inquiry team can make contact and review your footage and establish whether it assists. We would ask that only drivers that do have dash cam footage reply to this request. Today we have been joined by the search team from Specialist Group International, CGI, who are assisting us to search on the river, and we are grateful to them for their help. We are also grateful to all the members of the public who have come out to search, and we would remind people not to put themselves at risk and stick to public land. Oh, I bet there's been people all over people's yards and all sorts. Detective Superintendent Rebecca Smith said, the team working on this investigation are completely dedicated and determined to find Nicola. As a mother myself, I cannot begin to imagine what her two children are going through. Please be assured that our sole focus is Nicola, and we are doing everything we can to find her. It is not possible to provide every piece of information to the public because doing so would distract from the investigation. But I'd like to thank everyone who has assisted us so far for the support provided to Nicola's family at this extremely difficult time. They are being supported and updated throughout. I would also ask anyone who was driving or cycling through St. Michael's last Friday morning, or who has dashcam footage, to get in touch with us if they haven't done so. I'd also like to ask fishermen who may have been in the area at the time to make contact if you feel you can assist. I would also appeal again to anyone who has other footage, CCTV or Ring doorbell, for example, or any other information, no matter how insignificant you think it might be, to contact us. Every small piece can help us build up a picture. As a reminder, Nicola is white, 5'3", light brown shoulder length hair. She speaks with an Essex accent. She was last seen wearing a long, knee-length black quilted gillet with a hood. She has a black Engelbert Strauss coat underneath, which has long sleeves and came to her waist. She was wearing tight black jeans and had long green walking socks tucked into her jeans. She was wearing size 5 ankle-length green Wellington boots from Next. Her hair was tied into a ponytail. She was wearing a pale blue Fitbit. Anyone with information or footage is asked to call 101, quoting log 565 of January 30th. For any immediate sightings, please call 999. And then that's the timeline that we've already been through. So this is where I walked today. So I came from the road. Okay, and I walked along here, past the bench. I walked past there. I walked to this area, round there, and then I walked back. So I did that like a loop. So that's like where the other river joins. The derelict house is there, the abandoned house is there, caravan park's there, road's right there. So it's a very, very small area. Very small area. So I'm more than confident she is not in this vicinity. She's not in this vicinity. There's no coverage whatsoever. Now, I just want to go to the map and just get a feel for this exit that they might need more work on. I mean, they're just covering all their bases. They really are. They're just covering all their bases. Okay, so where was it? Okay, we now focus on the river path which travels from the fields back to Garstang Road. For that, we need drivers and cyclists who travelled that way on morning of January 27th. So the river path that leads back to Garstang Road. All right. All right, so that's Garstang Road. Okay, so let's do a little bit of orientation. So sun dropped me off here. I walk down here. The river path starts here. Okay. Walk up here. The weir's just here. All right. And then you just walk along. Okay. And then the path goes by the farm. Those are the caravans. So you've seen this. That's where the searchers were today. Okay. And then the path goes along here. That's the bench. It's very short. I could have walked easily less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes, even at a very, very steady pace. Oh, thank you, Gray. The river also acts as a barrier for a large portion of the area. It absolutely does. You are absolutely right. At this bank in here, this is where the bench is. This is at least 10 feet. Like, it's steep. So if they tried to get a abductor and go this way, you've got no chance. You've got no chance of getting her down the banking and up the other side, like a struggling woman. And I can't see it. Anyway, so I walked. This is Lower Field, so we walked along here. That's that little building, that little brick thing, whatever that was. Walked along here. Okay, that's the hedgerow that differentiates from Lower Field to Upper Field. So I walked to here. I think I got in the river there. It's very shallow and very nice, really nice. Like, I bet kids go and play there in the summer. Right, that's a little secret beach area. And then I walked along here. And then once this other water source joins, then it starts to, the current picks up. Once it gets around this oxbow, then the current really does start to pick up. And then obviously when it gets to the weir, it's really moving. But even though it's still very shallow along here, if you fall 10 feet, 12 feet down the bank, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to have hurt yourself, and then you're going to have to try to get back up. So, river path out to Garstang Road. Okay, so they've cleared Rowan Water, which is here, because there's another water area. So that's Rowan Water there. Yeah, there. That's Rowan Water. So I think those are those cabins that I saw. All right, those are those cabins. So that is all fenced off. You can't get round. Now, obviously you could climb over, but you're going to have to climb over a 6-foot fence. I estimate it's about 6 foot, maybe higher. So you'd have to climb over that with a struggling woman, or you'd have to have a key to the gate. I'm guessing that people in the cabins might have a key. I don't know. I don't know who maintains these, but they've cleared this, right? They've cleared Rowan Water. So the only thing they want now, and they've cleared Allotment Lane, wherever that is. So river path back to Garstang Road. So it's this bit. It's just this section. Okay, so if somebody had managed without being seen to get her from the bench, which is here. So you saw this, you've seen this, you've seen this. So someone would have had to get her past there. How, and then walk past that way, that way, that way. So they've cleared this. She didn't go this way. So they'd have to walk all the way up here without being seen. And then back onto Garstang Road, which is here. So what they're wanting, what they are wanting, particularly if you're in the area, if you were in the area, if you went for a walk, particularly if you walked down the river, this side here, so from Garstang Road, past Rowan Water, and then along the river, if you walk that way on Friday morning before 9:30, or if you were walking down Garstang Road and you saw anything unusual, you need to get in contact with the police. And if you've got dash cam footage and you travelled down Garstang Road, or you're a cyclist, you could easily cycle down these paths. If you cycled down these paths on Friday morning, did you see anything unusual at all? They've cleared everything else. They've cleared the area at the Grapes. I've been there. I've been to that path. They've cleared that. Allotment lane's there. All right, there. That's allotment lane. Up to the farm. They've cleared that. They've cleared the caravans. They've cleared the house. They've cleared Rowan Water. So the only other exit is going along here and getting out somewhere here over this little field here. That's the only other way to do it. Because the rest of it is the middle of nowhere. It's not, there's nowhere to go. There's a farm there. There's a building there. It's flat. It's flat. They've had helicopters, drones. There was drones out. There was a drone operator out today. There's the slimmest of chances. The slimmest of chances she could have got out this way without being seen. But I don't understand how no one would have seen her going that way, especially if she was being abducted. Claire, thank you for the 79 pence. That's very kind of you. So I think the police have done a huge amount of work in just, you know, clearing places. Like, obviously, this is the closest way to get out from the bench. Bench is here. Grapes Pub is here. Path comes out here. Right. That's the easiest way to get out. You saw me walk it. 5 minutes. But that's been cleared. Allotment lane's been cleared. Rowan Water's been cleared. So if someone snuck round this back way here and out onto Garstang Road, it's possible, but is it probable? Would you go to this place and abduct someone? Would you not find an easier place to go and abduct someone from? Oh, thank you, American woman, for the $4.99. That's very kind of you. Exactly. Yeah, Willow knows exactly what happened. Did I hear about the Epsom College head teacher? No, I didn't. I didn't hear that. Did she frequent that route? She went there a lot. Either her or Paul took the dog there almost every day. Because the kids went to the, I'm not going to name the school, but the kids went to a school very close by. So they would park the car at the school and then just walk up the road to this area and then just get in at the grapes and then go for a walk round and then take the dog back. Oh, so Epsom College, she's been found by her husband and child deceased on the grounds. Oh dear. I'll look into that. Exactly, Teffy. Willow was already spoken. People who understand dog know where she was last seen. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I can't get through. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. If she'd gone out that way, Willow would have followed her. Willow wasn't tied up. An abductor would have either taken the dog and dispatched the dog or tied the dog up. You wouldn't just leave the dog loose, she'd just follow. If she'd gone out this way, Willow would have been found. If she'd have been dragged, however unlikely, if she had been dragged all this way and no one saw her, Willow would have been found on Gorstang Road. It's what I can't get over. It's the thing I can't get over. Can I share the info of missing 11-year-old Caitlin Eason? Yeah. Is it Eason? Eason. What country is she from? Daria, thank you for a puppy treat. Thank you so much. £5. Where? Galashiels, where's that? Please get annoyed about the jet ski again. Willow was tied after the woman found her. I know she was. She was tied up. The woman who found her tied her up. I don't know where Galashiels is, but I will. Okay, let's get out of some of these now. Let's do one final thing on the on Nicola Bulley. All right, she's not been found. I can't deal. I can't deal. Right, Caitlin Eason. All right. Oh, this is full of adverts. All right, so Caitlin Eason, everything we know of the search for missing 11-year-old schoolgirl. So this is just brand new from today. The youngster from Galashiels vanished after leaving a friend's house on Sunday evening, so she's now been missing for 24 hours and may have been spotted on Melrose Road later that same day. Okay.
The town centre to appeal to the public to help us find Caitlin Eason, who is missing, and she's just 11 years of age. Caitlin was last seen yesterday at 5:45 at the interchange in Galashiels, which is near the town centre. And we also have a further possible sighting about 10 minutes later in Melrose Road, which is near to a sports centre and would have been the direction that would have taken Caitlin to her home address. Caitlin is described as being 5'2" or just slightly smaller than that. She is slim build and has long blonde hair. She was last seen wearing a light or white coloured jumper, dark trousers and dark shoes. As you can imagine, we're approaching nearly 24 hours since that last confirmed sighting, and I am growing increasingly concerned for Caitlin's safety and her well-being. As you can imagine, her family are facing the most distressing of times and are longing to know that Caitlin has been traced safe and well. So while I have an extensive number of resources and specialists working tirelessly to trace and find Caitlin safely, I am urging and appealing to the public to help us in that regard. The community response so far has been really encouraging. Even driving here today, seeing the number of people out searching has been of great encouragement to my staff and I'm sure to the family. So I'm urging anyone with any information to come forward and report it to us. There are a number of ways that can be done, either through seeing and stopping one of the police officers who's in this area. We have a number of police officers working out of Old Gala House, and people can go and speak to them there. You can, of course, call 101, and we will soon be releasing a public information portal where people can not only provide information, but any footage that they might have, whether that's from Ring doorbells or dash cameras, and it enables us to quickly assess that information and to try and get more confirmed sightings to help us trace Caitlin safe and well. So I want to thank you for the efforts so far and the efforts of the community so far, and I would just urge anyone with information to help us trace Caitlin and to trace her quickly. Thank you.
That's a bit concerning. That's very concerning. Okay, so authorities appealing to the public for any information that may help trace the schoolgirl. Last seen 5:30 p.m. yesterday, Sunday, February 5th, in the town centre after leaving a friend's house. An unconfirmed second sighting of Caitlin has been reported on Melrose Road. This is Galashiels in Scotland. So 5:45. Have we got a picture of her? Have they not? Why have they not shared a picture of her? See if we can find a picture of her. Oh, there's a picture of her there. Oh, there we go. So that's Caitlin. So it's 35 miles south of Edinburgh on Sunday evening. All right, let's just find Galashiels. I've never heard of it. Galashiels. Okay, so there's Edinburgh. Here's Galashiels. Okay, let's do Melrose Road. Melrose Road. So there's Melrose Road. So it's quite a long road. So it looks like it's one of like the main roads through Galashiels. Goes all the way down there. Oh, it goes all the way to a river. Oh, not another river. Oh, it goes all the way down there to another river. So what's nearby? River. I don't like it when they're near a river, you know. All right, so thank you. Thank you to, I can't remember who it was who directed me to Caitlin Eason. This is Caitlin. 11 years old. She's been missing over 24 hours now. So she needs to be found. Any information at all about Caitlin, if you're in the Galashiels area of Scotland, particularly around Melrose Road, please get in touch with the police. Behind green eyes, is it possible she could have fell in by the bench? I think so, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the 2 199s. Absolutely. I think that's Occam's razor. That is Occam's razor. All right, so I'm gonna log off now. There was something else that I saw in chat. She's tall for an 11-year-old, maybe mistaken for a teen. Yeah. It's concerning. Keep an eye on that one. I'll keep... If she's not found in the next day, then I'll start doing updates on her as well. No skid marks near the water. Are we back on Nicola? Yeah, there isn't, but you wouldn't need to have skid marks. That bank is 10 to 12 feet sheer drop. There wouldn't be skid marks. If you fell over that bank, there wouldn't be skid marks. There absolutely would not be skid marks. There wouldn't. Something about Shard Bridge. Okay. Shard Bridge. Port only filed. Maybe that. That's near where they were the other day. They were there the other day, searching this area, because it starts coming like into the estuary, and it's just completely silted up. So these are just like sandbanks. So if they're around here, Shard Bridge, that's that's easily a place where a body could get stuck, I guess. I am even more sure she's in the river, Irene. I am. I went there to try to debunk the river theory, and I just couldn't. I just can't see how anybody could abduct her, and I can't see how she could have just walked away from her life. And I just can't see where... I just can't see it. Did I notice the 2 large roots near Nicola's bench? She could have tripped on them. She could have done. It could be... I'm convinced it's something really that simple. Okay, so what's going on at Shard Bridge? Anything? So I'm assuming this is an update from like the end of a search or something. Today we joined the officers from Lancashire Police in the search for Nicola Bulley. We, along with police teams, searched large areas of the river. Tomorrow we will continue the search for Nicola. Everyone having a go at me needs to look at this. Okay. Caravan theory. Where's the latest? So that's a better picture of Caitlin Eason. Let's share that. What do we know about Shard Bridge? Because this is just nonsense. I can't. She could have gone in head first. She could have fallen backwards. Oh, somebody said there's a presence at Shard Bridge. They did say that they were searching into the night, into the evening. Okay, right. Shard Bridge. Nicola. Nothing posted in the last hour. But if there's a police presence, if the locals are saying it. Sam Jones in chat said people were gathering there, but won't name source, so doubt anything is happening. Okay. All right, then. All right, guys, I'm going to go. This is another almost three-hour live. I thought this one might go long. 10 emergency vehicles at Shard Bridge. Oh, dear. Where are you hearing this from, Laura? That's true. That's true. They often find a body searching for another. They do. Where is Shard Bridge? I just had a map up. I'll get it back up. Let's just stay on like 10 minutes longer just to see. Shard Bridge. It's as the river, so St. Michael's is have I gone past it? No, St. Michael's is further up here. So St. Michael's is here. And then the river winds along, winds along, winds along. It starts to really, really silt up. And then it's coming up to the estuary. Just zoom out. It's nearly at the estuary. And then that comes out in Morecambe Bay. And that is the Irish Sea. So that's the kind of the location. So the other day, there was a police presence at Shippool, which is here. And I think what happens is if a body floats down, it's going to get stuck in these like sandbanks. So I think Shippool was an obvious place to search, because if a body's coming down here, it might get stuck on the sandbanks there. So again, this is another area, because you've got these like channels. Like it's so silted up, the sand is so high that it's only at the real high tides where it covers it. And then at low tide, you've got these like channels that it's cut out in the sand. A lot of our rivers on the northwest coast of England are like this. The River Dee that separates Wales from England is like this. The river further north, is it the Lune, is like this. The River Mersey is even silting up. Oh, no screen share. Sorry, guys. What was the last thing you saw? So, all right. So St. Michael's is just here. So the river goes, winds its way around. And then got Shippool, where there was a police presence there the other day. All right, so loads of you saying you can't see. Police with torches searching near bridge. Oh, boy aged 2 drowned there. Oh, no way. What, like just now, today? Oh, 2-year-old girl who drowned in that river ended up at the Shard Bridge. Yeah, so what they were doing the other day, these are just big sandbanks, so it comes up to the estuary. All this is just silted up with sand. As I was saying, a lot of our rivers at the northwest of England is because this is so flat, and it just brings the sand in. And then it estuaries into Morecambe Bay, and then that's the Irish Sea. So all these rivers here are all silted. So where there's these sandbanks, it makes a kind of, I guess, makes a cushion for things to get stuck. And at really low tides, when the rivers are really low, this sand sticks up. And then the river's just passing through these channels, as you can see from this Google Maps. So it would make sense for a body to get stuck around there. Or if it got past that at Shippool. Why would they have drones in the dark? Well, they've got heat-seeking technology. Infrared. Bodies have washed up there in the past. Yeah, I can see why. Why don't they have small motorboats? They do have boats. Wait, what? Police are flying drones over the bridge. A stretcher has just been taken in. Looks like the stretcher. Shard Bridge is looking like they might have some news soon. Wow. All right, we'll stay on a little bit longer. Nothing on news. There won't be anything on news until they've actually decided that they found something. I think it's just locals who are there, who are actually there. Take care, Teffy. People with family local to it. It's on a Facebook group. We'll find out which one. If you find a video, I'll play the video. Looks like they found something. Yeah, there won't be any news yet. But if there's people in the local area, you know, everybody's aware of this search today. Like, people are talking about nothing else. So they'll Cheryl, I'm not going to get kidnapped. Or I'm not going to kidnap anyone either. But that didn't happen. Someone could have lured Willow and led Willow to their car on the road where they were looking for Dash. But Willow wasn't lured to the road. Willow was at the bench. Willow was at the bench. They've not lured Willow anywhere. I am now, Sam. Just move forward like 5 minutes. Physics has some wild theories. They won't release anything until they've informed the family. About 20 police and Coast Guard on the bridge now. Oh, wow. Wow. Look. That's what the river looks like by the time it gets to Shard Bridge. Look how wide it is, but it's shallow still. Look, there's these channels. It's just all silted up. That's why the river, it gives you a deceptive feel for the shallowness of it because of all this sand. Now, obviously, when it's really high tide, that sand gets covered. But these sandbanks here are perfect places for a body to get stuck. You're on Shard Bridge right now. Wow. Yeah, if you want to, Laura. If you want to log on here and then just put your, I don't know how disrespectful it is though. Like, if you want to, Laura, you can do, but Laura is our boots on the ground. Yeah, she is. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm not so comfortable with it either. Like filming it, that's what I mean. Filming it before the family gets informed. So yeah, no, I don't think that would be a good idea. I feel a bit, if you could just give us updates, I think that would be probably better. But thank you so much, Laura, for being there. I just don't want any footage of something or someone being pulled out of that river, because once it's online forever. People will be screen sharing it, and I don't want that online. So updates fine. I can't in all good conscience. I mean, if whoa, there's Land Rover right in my face there. If I was an unscrupulous YouTuber, then obviously I'd do it because it'd get loads of views, but I can't. I just can't. I just wouldn't live myself. Look at that. That's just all sand. So the river has to like go into two, and it gets round there, and the main one gets round there. I bet people think that they're are stupid enough to walk across. Lots of people here on scene. Just don't go and put up a table like Nancy Grace. Oh dear. No, Shard Bridge is it's near the river estuary. So it's what, I don't know, 8 miles. So it's as the river starts to form the estuary. This is Shard Bridge. We're on Shard Bridge right here. That's Shard Bridge. This is obviously Google Maps, not the actual Shard Bridge. Laura says they think, I think they found her. Oh. Oh my word. They've all just pulled something out. Oh dear. I'm glad we made the decision not to film, Laura. Thank you so much for being there, but I couldn't in all consciousness have gone live with that. Because it's live, it's not like I can even edit it. There'd be people screen sharing it and it'd be all over Twitter. Wee Jarby. We've got a boots on the ground called Laura. There's a lot of activity on Shard Bridge. This is Shard Bridge. This is Google Maps. This is not actually Shardbridge live. But there's been a lot of police presence and they've just been pulling something out. But we don't know. We don't know. Laura said, wait. Thank you, Cookie Doodle, for the $20. Appreciate your ethical coverage. I can't do YouTube in the way that some people do YouTube. I just can't. Someone is saying they don't think they did. How far am I from the scene? Right now, about 25 miles. Laura says, Laura's there though. Laura in the chat is there. Excuse me. Let me try and confirm there is Coast Guard and 10 police cars, lots of torches into the water. Someone initially said they carried something out. Down Under with Love gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Let's see who got one. Agatha, Generally Jenny, Glitter Witch, British Chippy, and Beach Fairy. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to memberships. You guys, you've got quite a few new members tonight. Right, look. This telling Willow to stay while Nicola is being dragged away, it's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. Dogs are very, very intuitive. And Springer Spaniels are very intelligent. And if they feel they'll use their better judgment. And if they feel their better judgment to ignore a command, they will. So no, in a word. Yeah, it looks like they found something in the river. However, we don't know whether it's anything of concern as of yet. There's a lot of police activity, though. Feisty little Yorkie that would bite your ankles. Twitter users driving across the bridge. A lot of police, but road still open. So they will close the road if they find something. I don't know that they would. Maybe they would. The distance is quite far. Yeah, but that's what rivers do. They carry things downstream. It's not the 11-year-old, no, completely different part of the country. I got this. It's like 200 miles away, the 11-year-old. They possibly would, yeah. Erect a tent, yeah. It does have a tide. Yes, it does. It's very late in England. It is currently 9:15 in the PM. That's true. The only thing worse than passing away is missing forever. Yeah, I mean, I hope they find her for the resolution. My Twitter, I'll put it in the chat. Wouldn't a dog have jumped in after her? Probably not, no. When I was there today, it was the bank at that location is about 10 to 12 feet high. So no, I don't think she would have jumped in. Cassie was looking for ways down. Like, I didn't let Cassie off a line there, but she was looking for ways down. But a bit further upstream, where Cassie was off, at the points where the banks were high, she didn't go in. She didn't jump. She didn't just take a leap of faith. So no, I don't think a dog would jump 10 feet down. I really don't. So that's the reason why she didn't jump in. So Laura says, I can't confirm at the moment. There are dogs and lots of police activity. Wow. Oops. Forgot I was sharing. I forgot I was sharing my entire screen. They've been there for over an hour now. I imagine it's pretty dangerous, like because of it's the sandbanks that make it dangerous. And it's dark. I mean, obviously they'll have lights, but still. How old is Willow? I don't know. She's an adult dog though. She's not a puppy. Put the little Google man on the blue dots, Michelle. You can see drone shots of the river. The blue dots. Where are the blue dots? What, these blue dots? Oh. Do I have to change the thingy to this man? Hold on. Wait, it won't let me do anything. Are you sure? won't let me do anything. Phoenix gifted 10 memberships. Phoenix, you're being really generous today. All right, so Fly on the Wall, 10 memberships. Sorry, I'm so tired now. Fly on the Wall was gifted a membership. Moon Shadow, Claire, Show Me Crows, Fee Bennett, CP, and some numbers. And Mum's the More, Anna, Betsy's Barn, Pink Fan. Is that it? I think that's it. Thank you so much, Phoenix. Do all Street View. Okay. What, that one? I don't see any blue dots. When? I don't see any blue dots. Do you mean this one? I don't get it. I don't get what you're trying to tell me. So these are ponds, not. Anyhow. All right, what's going on? Okay, lots of members of the public are here. Some told me they saw someone carrying something. Others said they didn't. At this stage, I can't confirm why all the police are here. Thanks, Laura. Oh, I'm on Google Maps, yeah. Not Google Earth. The blue dots have been abducted by the Borg. Oh, dear. Computer says no. It absolutely does. Computer says no more often than it says yeah. On a jet ski. Where is this bridge? It is, it's just coming up to the river estuary. So it's about maybe, I don't know, about 8 miles from St. Michael's. So if we zoom out, that's the coastline there. And then Sharbridge is there. So it's not far from the sea. She's coming up to the estuary. No, I don't know why they'd have dogs though, honestly. Some police have left the scene. Okay, so maybe it's a false alarm. Which is kind of like, you kind of think, whew. But then Nicola's still missing and the family have no answers. Cadaver dogs, yeah, but if they'd found something that looked like a body, they wouldn't need cadaver dogs. Oh, the police of the bridge have been at that bridge every night. What, like 10 cars? Someone could have fallen while searching. That's true. That's right, Whist. Just want to found, yeah. We'd rather, obviously, that she be found alive. But at this stage, do we truly know Nicola was at that bench? Well, her dog was there. So why would her dog be there with the dog lead? So yeah, I think we can say she was there. I'm funnier than I realise. No other recent cases in that area. None that comes to mind. I mean, there's 180,000 people go missing every year in the UK, but it probably is another missing person at somewhere. I don't know. Aidan Fucci's been found guilty. What? Am I on Google Live? No, I'm just on Google Maps. Sam, yeah, I think you're right. But we've got someone who's boots on the ground on the bridge, and there's just a lot of police activity, and people have been saying that they found something, but it's unconfirmed. It's unconfirmed at the moment. And some of the police have now left. So it could simply be that the search team's there and the police are there to, it's a particularly dangerous area. Police are there to assist and the Coast Guard's there to assist. Am I assuming Nicola was there because her phone was there? Willow reacted to the area in the field where Nicola was seen, not the bench. No, Willow was found at the bench. Willow was found at the bench. So, oh, he's pleading guilty. I was going to say, I didn't know the trial had ended. Oh, the Alex Murdoch trials. I've just not even given the Alex Murdoch case a thought today. Everyone's leaving the scene. Okay. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for being our boots on the ground. So everyone's leaving the scene. So it was a false alarm. False alarm. Thank you so much, Laura. All right, I'm going to log off now because I've been on far, far, far longer than I thought. But I had to stay on because, well, I was still going on about the caravan theory. There's no shady people at the caravans. There's no shady people at the caravans. It's simply a farmhouse, chickens, a few sheep, a field where they allowed people to pitch a tent. It's not a gypsy camp. It's not illegal immigrants. It's not travellers coming in from the area who are just randoms. These are holiday camp. It's a little biddy campsite. That's all. All right, guys, I'm going to go now. I've been on here. I think officially this is my longest ever live that I've ever done. It's a holiday farm. Thank you. That's all it is. You can go and book a caravan and stay there. It's nothing dodgy. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right. I'm going to go. I was there today. Move back. If you just logged on, go to the beginning and watch all the footage. If you're a creator, feel free to use any of this footage or all of this footage if you want, as long as you credit me. That's all I ask. But it's out there. I went there to show people, to try and debunk my own favorite theory that she was in the river, and I could not debunk it. But creators, feel free. Just credit me. That's all. All right, guys. Thank you so much for mainly keeping it respectful. We had to ban someone at the beginning, but that was fine. Thank you so much to the mods. Thank you for the generosity, the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships. Welcome to all the new members, and I'll see you very soon. I'm going to go and catch up on the Murdoch trial now. Bye, guys.